All right, let's dive right in today. Buckle up, because we're heading way back to ancient Spain for this one. We're talking really, really ancient,
Older than the Romans.
way older. Think 4th and 3rd millennia BC.
Okay, getting back there. What's caught our attention this time?
Well, we're going to be looking at some incredible discoveries from an audio clip called Ancient Crystal Weapons Found in Spain.
Crystal weapons. That's pretty unusual for that period, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what makes this so fascinating. We usually think of ancient tools as, you know, pretty basic, flint and things like that.
Right,
But
right.
these crystal weapons are something else. I mean, they point to a level of craftsmanship that you just wouldn't expect.
Yeah, I can see why you picked this one for a deep dive. So, where were these crystal weapons found?
They were unearthed at a site called Valencina de la Concepti in Spain. It's known for these, like, really impressive megalithic tombs. You know, those massive structures made of giant slabs of slate.
Oh, yeah, I've seen pictures of those. They're incredible. So, these crystal weapons were buried with the dead.
Yeah, they found them inside these tombs, along with the remains of at least 25 individuals.
Wow. A whole community, it sounds like. Were the weapons, like, ceremonial or something?
That's one of the big questions. There were arrowheads and even a dagger blade, all made of crystal. So meticulously crafted, too.
A dagger blade. Out of crystal, that must have been a challenge to make.
I was just going to say that. Shaping crystal into something that precise and that sharp, it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, flint knapping is one thing, but crystal is a whole different beast.
You got that right. The audio clip even talks about evidence of pressure flaking. That's where they use a tool to remove these tiny flakes of stone, like with incredible precision.
I can't even imagine the patience that would take.
Right, and there might even be hints of lapidary work too. That's like cutting, grinding, and polishing the stone.
For real. In that period, that's just wow.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder about the people who made these. And speaking of wondering, here's another head scratcher for you. The origin of the crystal itself is a total mystery.
Really, they don't know where it came from.
Nope. Researchers have analyzed it every which way, but they can't pinpoint the source. It's like this crystal just magically appeared.
That's so bizarre. You'd think there'd be some geological clues or something, right?
You think so, wouldn't you? But so far, nothing. It just adds another layer to the mystery. I mean, where did this advanced crystal working culture come from? And where did it go?
Yeah, why did they just disappear?
Right. The audio clip describes this as a striking development because, like, these weapons were relatively common in burials from the 4th and 3rd millennia BC.
Okay.
But then, boom, in the early Bronze Age, they vanish.
Gone? Just like that.
Poof. It's like this knowledge was just lost, you know? Like, what if something happened, some unforeseen event that wiped out this whole culture?
Yeah, that's one theory, the lost civilization idea. Although, I mean, couldn't it be that this crystal working knowledge was just, I don't know, gradually lost over time? Like maybe trade routes changed or there were some major societal upheavals?
It's possible, yeah. Maybe the source of the crystal itself was limited. Like, what if it wasn't a regularly mined resource, but more like a one-time discovery from some forgotten era?
Right, so as that supply dwindled, the abilities to make these objects would have just, faded away.
That does make sense. But wouldn't we expect to see some kind of, like, transition in the archaeological record? Maybe tools made from a combination of crystal and other materials as the crystal became scarcer?
You'd think, right? But then again, the archaeological record is, it's not always complete.
Yeah, good point. It's like putting together a puzzle with half the pieces missing. You know, beyond the weapons themselves, the audio clip mentions something about amber shrouds.
Oh, yeah, those were amazing. Shrouds made from, get this, thousands of tiny amber beads all perforated and strung together.
Hold on. Thousands. That's insane. What were they doing with those?
Well, they were found alongside the crystal weapons, and, it adds a whole nother layer to the mystery. Like, these people weren't just focused on survival, they were creating these elaborate, beautiful objects.
I know. It's like it makes you rethink those assumptions we often have about prehistoric cultures.
Yeah,
You know, that they were all just about hunting and gathering, that kind of thing.
totally. But this suggests a whole different level of artistry and cultural expression. It's kind of humbling, right?
It really is. And it makes you wonder, what other skills and knowledge might we have lost track of over time? You know, maybe our understanding of history is still incomplete.
It probably is. I mean, who knows? Maybe there were periods of even greater advancement that we just haven't uncovered yet.
So just to recap here, we have these crazy, sophisticated crystal weapons made with a mystery material, appearing and disappearing with like zero explanation. It's a real head scratcher.
It really is. And it just goes to show that progress isn't always the straight line, you know? It can come in waves with these bursts of innovation followed by like setbacks or even a complete loss of
It
knowledge.
makes you think, doesn't it?
It definitely does. And it makes me wonder, are there other lost technologies out there just waiting to be rediscovered? Could there be like ancient knowledge that surpasses even what we know today? I don't know. Just something to think about. All right.
Lots to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with me. Until next time.
You bet. Always a pleasure.
See you home.